fanya forex. Kwanza mnaweza nifunza. Sema si atufunzi watu but tafuta kitu inaitwa baby pips. So that is how my journey started now. Unafanya mjengo 5 days a week ndo upate 3k. Alafu unakuja una deposit 3k. Monday una trade masaa ya lunch. Hiyo ya mjengo inakuanga kama masaa ya lunch
mnapumzika.
So una trade hiyo masaa ya lunch una lose do yote.
What about the most money you've ever made in the market?
Hiyo niliunda juzi. Niliunda juzi. It was 18,000.
Yeah, I saw the video, yeah.
Yeah,
so you made $18,000.
Made 18k.
Not shillings. Inakuja tuango nguvu. Mimi naitwa presenter Ali, your entertainment PA. The A is always for amazing. Siku zote natia bidii kuhakikisha kwamba nakuletea stories tofauti. And of course we are always having amazing financial conversations, and that's why today I'm joined with one and only Joseph Kamau Trading. Kabla nizungumze sana, wacha tu introduce yourself. This is your camera.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Joseph Kamau Trading.
Yes.
And business is my middle name.
Okay, interesting. So when I first saw your videos, I think it was on TikTok. I saw your videos analyzing the markets, telling us how you only use the US 100. And it was crazy for me. I've never met a trader ambaye anatumiaga just one currency pair. And I was like, this is interesting. Let me bring him on board to pick a story. So how has trading been for you?
Well, in what period?
Ulianza lini kwa mfano?
Okay. So, mimi nilianza forex after nilimaliza high school.
Yes.
And haikukuwa ati nilianza forex hivyo pase. As I've said, business is in my middle name.
Yes.
So, mimi nilikuwa campus Kabarak. And mimi nikienda campus nilikuwa nimeambia mzazi mimi ninaenda campus kufanya biashara. Nitasoma on the part time but mimi nimeenda kufanya biashara.
Yes.
And so this one time ilikuwa music festival. I was in first year nakumbuka. So ilikuwa music festival nationals inafanyika Kabarak. And hiyo time nilikuwa chef. And so mimi na mabeshte wangu tuko zile za this is like money lying around. And so we started selling vitu zinaitwa Mexican tacos. So for those of you when you're watching a movie, labda you know what that is.
Yeah.
So as we were selling it, we made, I remember, tuliunda kama 50k.
In a day?
Yeah, we made,
wow.
It was in 2 days. We
in
made
2 days.
55 there.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, so we can make money. Alafu sasa hiyo siku tukapatana na mabeshte, so si mabeshte but mafirst year wengine. But these guys were driving Masubaru. And we were like, okay, biashara yetu clearly haiwezi tupatia pesa ya kununua Subaru. And so later down the line tukaenda long holiday. And I remember this time long holiday so najiuliza nifanye nini. I have skills za kupika. And so I walked around my restaurants nikiangalia zenye ziko na open grill but haitumiki.
Yeah.
So nikapata restaurant moja ilikuwa inaitwa Zenon. And that is where I started selling. Nilikuwa na choma nyama vitu kama hizo. So it's a partnership where mimi ninalipa rent kwa hoteli. And so this one day ilikuwa usiku around 6 hivi. 2 guys waka pull up.
Yes.
With 2 vehicles. Alafu walikuwa na drink na mademu wawili. And so mimi niko zile za watu wanaishi dream yangu.
They're living the life.
So mimi niko hapa napiga kazi, juu nilikuwa nafanya kazi hadi saa 6 usiku. Alafu watu wanakuja wanakunywa pesa yenye yote nimeunda
the whole day.
That evening hata haikuisha 30 minutes.
Yes.
Wame spend like 15k.
Yeah.
And so hapo hivyo ndo nikauliza hao majamaa, by the way nyinyi mnafanya nini ndo muweze kuafford kukunywa hivi vyote? Wakaniambia tunafanya forex. Kwanza mnaweza nifunza. Sema si atufunzi watu but tafuta kitu inaitwa baby pips. So that is how my journey started now.
Okay.
So baby pips ndo mimi nilianzia. Hiyo ilikuwa sasa before corona.
Yes.
So corona ikakuja. Hakuna kwenda klabu.
Yeah. Hakuna kwenda kufungua job sasa.
So hakuna klabu. Mimi job yangu ina depend watu wakuje klabu.
Yeah.
Wakunywe pombe na nyama. So CB zimekufa hivyo. So that is when I decided to go all in
in Forex.
Kwa Forex. And when I say all in, I mean that is when I started really learning baby pips.
Yes.
So mimi nikasoma baby pips vizuri, but sasa corona nayo haikuchekeshi.
Yeah.
So nakumbuka nilikuwa ninaenda nafanya mjengo. So I'm back home, hakuna kitu nafanya. Na mimi ni msemo mwenye if I'm not doing anything, I feel very uncomfortable. So ninaenda mjengo, do ninaunda na kuja naweka kwa Forex.
Inaenda yote.
Alafu unajua inaenda wapi?
Inaenda kwa soko.
So imagine you're doing unafanya mjengo 5 days a week ndo upate 3k. Alafu unakuja una deposit 3k. Monday una trade masaa ya lunch. Hiyo ya break mjengo inakuanga
yote
masaa ya lunch
mnapumzika.
So una trade hiyo masaa ya lunch una lose do yote. Huwezi ambia msee lakini unakafeel juu akia nani hiyo ni mshahara yote ya last week. So I did that for like 1 year.
Wow.
Nafanya tu. So hiyo time yote ya corona mimi nilifanya mjengo na Forex. Alafu from there on mambo zikaanza kufunguka tena. So venye mambo zilianza kufunguka tukarudi shule.
Yes.
So now I'm back in class. So nilikuwa nafanya Forex, nasoma na sina do. And so I'm like, sasa ni lazima nitafute do. Juu sasa sifanyi biashara yote na Forex hainilipi. I'm still learning, but hakuna do. So this is when now I started content. Hii time najua hii ni ya maboy sasa. Mimi nilikuwa mshy sana, sikuwa najua kuongelesha wasichana.
Okay.
And so I decided, all right, sasa let's figure this out. Wanaume wengi hata kama wanasemanga najua kuongelesha madem. Clearly mimi sikuwa najua. Whatever I was doing was not working.
Yeah.
So I started a YouTube channel ya kudocument my journey of going from being shy to being confident with women.
Yes.
So that is the first time I started
doing content
seriously kwa YouTube.
Yes.
And so what I would just campus iko na wasichana wengi. So I would just approach girls and build up my confidence, build up my style, kaanza kwenda gym.
Ulikuwa na mwili ndogo?
Well, nilikuwa nimeslack off. Nilikuwa kanono. So nilikuwa na kakitambi. So sasa hizo nikaanza kwenda gym, na approach madem, na record vitu. So hiyo time nikaanza kupost kwa YouTube na bado nafanya Forex in the background. So Forex ndo yenye nasema ultimately I am doing all this ndo nipate capital ya kufanya nini?
Forex. So hata hii content unafanya ndio upate do.
Well, hizi sasa I am on a new level.
Yes.
Hii sasa
hiyo
kuanza
time
sasa.
Like hiyo kianza.
I was like broke. And so with YouTube I remember it took me like 6 months nikakuwa monetized.
Oh, nice.
And so I was like, so now I'm being paid to do what I love. So nikaanza kupata pesa ya YouTube. Do ya YouTube
inaenda pia Forex.
Ikaanza kwenda Forex. Now I remember this time, so I was like looking at ninasoma, kenye nasoma I don't feel like it's going anywhere. I have YouTube which is doing pretty well. I have Forex which is
not doing well.
It's not doing well. I'm just niko tu. By then niko tu. So hiyo time ndo nilikuwa na affected na emotions. I'm like nikitrade, nikiwin, nasikia vizuri aje.
Yeah.
Na withdraw naenda na kula yote.
Yeah. Unarudishia mwili pole.
Alafu kesho tena nina lose. Niki-lose na blow account. So hiyo ndio ilikuwa cycle. Na lose, nikiwin, nina withdraw, naenda na kula kawa zimu. That was the cycle. So I'm going to school, I am doing Forex, I'm doing YouTube. And so I thought, mimi shule siendi. Hiyo ilikuwa kutoka kitambo nilikuwa nimeambiwa wazazi. Mimi shule siendi. Naenda kusoma,
kufanya biashara.
Lakini naenda kufanya biashara mainly. And so I was like, all right, YouTube is paying me. So what I'll do is I'll go all in on YouTube. And coincidentally, hiyo time nikapatana na director fulani wa theater. Alafu I was pia in my free time nilikuwa nachora. So alikuwa ameona one of my pieces.
Yeah.
Akaniambia, fanya aje kamu uone kenye watu nafanya kwa theater. And so now that was like pale kila kitu ilichangia. Theater. Kamunya and Playmakers, thank you very much. I'm here because of you. So I've quit school. Sijaambia wazazi. Mzai anatumanga fees.
Una trade.
mimi nilidefer, so ilikuwa kama bank account sasa. Ni kama savings, ana save kwa account ya shule. So I'm not going to school, so hiyo do aitumii. But sijawaambia nimequit. Just in case everything falls
apart,
narudi shule.
Yes.
So ninajua
like your backup plan.
So hiyo ilikuwa backup.
Kikikuramba kabisa.
That is if I am dying, like akia nani nakufa, kuna kitu kingine naweza fanya. So hiyo nilikuwa nimekafungia huko. So now with theater, that is where everything changed. Kwa sababu ile skill nilikuwa najifunza ya confidence ya madem.
Already uko nayo.
Ultimately, what I was building was self-confidence.
Yes.
And so now, when you have confidence, alafu umix na theater, that is where now, nikaanza kupata job ya theater sasa. And so ile time nilikuwa naenda shule, nilikuwa naenda theater. And kwa hiyo theater ilikuwa kama hii room, by the way. It looks exactly like this studio. Iko na place ya wifi, unaweza cheza na computer. And so I thought, this is nice. I can work here, and then time yenye niko free, nitafanya nini? Forex. Nikitumia resources zao sasa.
Yeah.
And so hizo resources zao ndo zenye zilifanya nini? Zili change maisha yangu. Juu I was recording now what I was doing with my Forex. So ilinipatia platform ya ku record journey yangu.
Yes.
And so this one goes for the beginner traders and anybody who is struggling. The best way to get results is to track what you are doing. And so the moment nilianza kurecord video zangu, time ninaenda kuedit, ndo ninaanza kuona patterns. Niko zile za so ndo ili happen hivi. Ika happen hivi. And so when I am doing that, when you are explaining what you are doing, that is when nikaanza ku notice, so timing ndo session yenye nafaa ku trade, this is what is working best for me. So hizo nilikuwa nina trade currencies. Ma USD, GBP, USD. And mimi huwa sisemi hizo ni mbaya, but I think watu wana trade hizo ni watu wenye hawaezi handle volatility. So for me your time, moves zilikuwa zinaenda polepole sana. So I'm in a trade and in a take 2 hours. Hiyo ilikuwa too much for me.
Because you needed to make the money quickly.
I would say quickly, I would say emotions zangu zilikuwa zinafika threshold fulani and I'm like, siwezi tulia sasa.
Yeah.
So I have to get out. And so ikakuwa sasa I am playing a game of figuring out my sweet spot. So I realized mimi siwezi swing trade. That's too much time for me. And then I also realized that on the 1 minute time frame, kwa sababu I was using the 1 minute time frame, it was also too quick for me.
Yeah.
Lakini pia na trade tena hazimove. So hiyo ilikuwa frustrating kwangu. So I transitioned so at this point, by the way, I am at break even. I am not making money, I'm not losing money.
Yeah.
And so the moment nili transition to US, so indices, nikaanza na gold, nilikuwa na trade pairs nne. Gold, US 100, US 30 na oil. So hizo zilikuwa zina move vizuri, move quickly.
Yeah.
And I was like,
zina move sana.
This is my thing now. I love what I'm seeing here. So kwa sababu mentor wangu alikuwa anasema you need to stay, like if you find a good setup with good volume, aufai kukaa kwa market sana. You only need 2 or 3 candles and you are done. And so my goal was now to identify hizi candles huwa zina move saa ngapi. Juu nikiangalia hizo video zote nime create and I was like seeing, all right, yes nime trade but sija trade the right move. Mentor wangu amekula hiyo move. And so I was like, now it's time to match the results za mentor wangu.
Yes. And
so hiyo ndio ikakuwa sasa the next challenge. After I decided now, let's focus on one pair. Nikaanza polepole, nilianza I started with gold. Ikakuwa inconsistent. Nika move to oil. Ikakuwa inconsistent. Yes, una win, but at some point inafika hiyo strategy na breakdown. Nikaenda kwa US 30, that was good for a while. And then nikaona my mentor may switch to strictly trading US 100. And I was like, perfect. Sasa tushindane.
Okay.
And so kila siku yeye akipost results zake ninaangalia trades zangu. zinafanana. And so ikaenda hivyo hadi ikafika penye all right, we are catching the same moves.
Okay.
Nikajua bas nimefika level yake. Nikaacha sasa kufollow nisikiza sasa.
Yeah.
Juu nimefika penye nilikuwa nataka. Sasa nikaamua all right, sasa tushindane. Mimi sitakufuata, umenifunza ya kutosha. Now let's move forward. So basically from then on US 100 nimekuwa mambo yangu sasa.
Wow. Because I saw you mention that, and I think you've explained it clearly. Nilikuwa nashangaa, why do you only focus on US 100? And it's a very interesting thing. Tell us what you discovered about US 100.
Well, I would say with US 100 it's very predictable.
Okay.
When I say predictable, ni ati kukiwa na volume huwa ina move with big candles. And so mimi tu nilirealize ukishaelewa candles na uelewe volume na uelewe time, then haijalishi juu nime backtest kwa US 100 gold. I have students wenye wana trade Bitcoin, wenye wana trade currency pairs, and they are still killing the market. Ni venye tu mimi kwangu hiyo nikianza nilikuwa nime lose sana. So yenye ilinitoa kwa break even to profitability ni US 100. And so hiyo feeling ya kukuwa rewarded, and I was just like bas, I am sticking to US 100 hadi siku yenye nitaona mentor wangu ameachana nao. Juu pia yeye ana trade hiyo size. So I'm like, if it's working for him
and it's working for you,
then obviously if it's not working for me ni mimi si yeye. Juu yeye anakula vizuri, so mbona ni nini hiyo ndo inani separate na yeye?
Yeah.
So I just had to figure that out.
So this time that you're mentioning that you started making consistent profits from US 100, what are the profits looking like in terms of numbers? All
right. Now, in terms of numbers, I think we need to go back. Ndo beginner traders waelewe pali penye uko na penye unafaa kuenda, unafaa kufanya nini. So kitu ya kwanza, Forex kama umesota, hii si yako.
Achana na.
Tafuta kazi. So kitu ya kwanza, kama hauna pesa, Forex haitakusaidia. So hiyo ni ya kwanza. So this is what I did, and this is what we did na mabeshte wangu. We went into prop firms. So ukilipwa pale hivyo 10k yako, juu nakumbuka nilikuwa na make around 10,000 per month. In Kenya shillings, si dollars.
Okay. Okay.
So what we did is we went into prop firms. So I remember we started with $5,000. Alafu najua ukiona mabeshte wenye mna trade, hata kama mtrade the same strategy, kuko na hiyo competition.
Yeah.
And so mimi wana thrive kwa hiyo competition. So tulikuwa tunashindana nani atapass account wa kwanza. So tukablow ma account kadhaa, and then now we finally hit it. Tukapata the first account. So tulikuwa tunachezea hiyo $5,000. But tukirudi nyuma huko hivyo tulikuwa tuna deposit 50, 100, tuna blow. Mimi niliacha, kusema kweli, mimi niliacha kublow account after nilianza kutrade prop firms. Juu ya hizo rules zenye wame enforce. So hadi niki withdraw payout niweke kwa account yangu, I'm still trading it like a prop firm.
Yes.
So profits zilikuwa zina rangeia $50 to $100 a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting. And for anyone who does not understand prop firms, this is how basically they work. The accounts, you buy the account, and then once you buy, there's a challenge that you have to pass so that you can now start splitting the profits with them. So akisema, if he says that he got an account of $5,000, it doesn't mean like he really deposited $5,000. The accounts are as cheap as $50.
Let's use Kenyan terms.
Yeah.
If you have 5k, don't deposit money kwa broker na 5k. Unajidanganya. Because the game is risk management. Hata mtu akikwambia sijui strategy, the game is risk management. All right. So this one is for the beginners. If you don't have money, don't trade. Find a job. Now, if you already have a job, probably you're making less than 50k per month. We are talking Kenya shillings. And I cannot advise anybody to trade with less than $500 at least.
Yes.
So if you're depositing 50, 100, you want to flip that, do that. Nobody is telling you anything, but you are not going to build the skill that will make consistent profits month after month after month. So what we did is that we bought prop farms, and with 5,000 shillings, 5,000 to 6,000, you can get $5,000. Now with $5,000, you are playing a whole different game, because now it's a game of consistency. So that is the game we played, and I became profitable.
With US 100 still, eh?
Not even with US 100. When I started trading with indices, I started trading them on prop farms. So I did not trade the currencies. The currencies niliwachana nazo time nilikuwa na trade na broker.
Yeah.
So when I went now into the prop farm space, that is when now I started to refine exactly which pair is working for me. So I blew several accounts. By the way, CRTC tuko perfect. We blew several accounts, lakini yenye ili stick, I still have it mpaka saizi. I still eat from it. And the game is now to stack as much money as possible, so that you can make easy money bila stress.
Yeah. Did you ever think of buying a bigger account like $10,000, $20,000, $100,000?
I did. However, first of all, I was broke. So hata nitake aje ndanunua pesa gani?
Yeah, true.
So I was thinking in terms of, all right, I have a $5,000 account, na kupata hii doni kazi. So what I'll do is I'll pass it. And then once I pass it, then we can use the money we make from it to buy more. So hiyo ndo game nacheza mpaka saizi. I am scaling up to over $1 million in funding.
Wow.
Now, sijafika hapo, I'm still at $205,000 right now. So other than that, prop firms will transform your trading if you play the game right.
But then you also have to get like the correct prop firms. You'll get some prop firms that give you the payouts, some prop firms that when you make the profits, they tell you, you know what, you did this violation. So you also have to be very keen when it comes to prop firms. You also have to look for a prop firm that is working for you. I'm not going to mention any prop firms. We won't actually, because they've not paid for this ad space. But just do your own research, get the best prop firm, right? Yeah. And there's a video you did that explains how you get into the market. 5 minutes before the market opens, right? And 5 minutes after. Just explain to us like a baby.
All right. Nice. Now this is my thing. I love this.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, you need to understand one thing. Markets only do 3 things. We're either going up, going down,
or not moving,
or consolidating.
Yes.
And now, once I understood that was the cheat code. So I knew, all right, we're either going up, down, or consolidating.
Yeah.
So the next level on top of that is remove the consolidation, so that you only have 2 things. We're either going up
or going down.
And for those that don't understand, the markets have 3 sessions. And with these 3 sessions, there are specific times of the day when we have the most activity in the market. And most people don't know this, but trading is just like any other job. So think of a 9 to 5. Have you ever worked a 9 to 5?
No.
So
I'm sorry, guys.
All right. I've worked a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And usually there's a specific pattern that I noticed. Hata ukifanya mjengo, hii pattern huwa ina happen kwa mjengo pia. Watu wa mjengo. From 8 to 12, you have the most energy. This is when kazi inafanyika vizuri sana. Alafu mnaanza kufikiria lunch. Energy inaenda chini. And then after lunch, mnarudi tena kazi. Haitakuwa as intense as asubuhi,
but itakuwa imepanda juu.
Lakini you are hurrying kwa sababu mnataka 5 ikifika, msibaki kwa site. Mwende nyumbani. And this is what happens in most 9 to 5. The first part of the morning is when we have the highest volume. And so what you'll notice is that
that's the New York session.
No, so now let me explain how it works.
Okay.
So a session itself is about 8 hours.
Yes.
And it's broken down into the first part, the middle part, and the last part.
Yes.
So I ignore the middle part during my lunch. So the morning is when we have the most activity, regardless of which session.
Yes.
So Asia, London, I primarily trade the New York session.
Yes, yes.
This is when we have the most activities in the market. And it is reflected by the size of the candles. So ukienda kwa candles zako, 9:30 a.m. New York time. In Kenya, that is 4:30 p.m. That is when the market opens. You'll notice that is when we have the highest, like you'll see volatility. And people are afraid of trading volatility. Gold inaendaga mbio sana, siwezi trade. Wewe tulia huko, sisi tunataka hiyo. Ndio maana mnashindwa, sisi tuliweza kuimaster. So that high volume inareflectiwa na big candles. Now remember, the markets only do three things. So ukikuja kwa market at that specific time, unajua hakuna consolidation, hiyo imetoka. So we are either going up or down. So now the next layer is candles. So you need to know how to spot market ikitaka kumove. Na juu tunajua 9:30 there'll be movement. Hatujui itaenda side gani. So you just need to know exactly how to read the candles ndio ujue direction yenye tunataka kwenda before iende. So step 1. Saizi natumia 3-minute time frame.
Yes.
But it works on 5 minute, 1 minute. It works on all candles, by the way.
Yes.
First candle, I mean the last candle before the market opens, gives us our support and resistance. And if you've been trading support and resistance, unajua if we break out, there's a high likelihood we are continuing with the direction of the breakout.
Yes.
So the first candle, if it's red, you just know automatically tunataka kwenda wapi?
Chini.
Sindio? If it's blue, that last candle, 9:27 to 9:30, inatuambia tunataka kwenda wapi?
Juu.
So that is how, by the way, na analyzing na colors too. If that candle is red, we are going down.
Okay.
If the candle is blue, we are going up. Now we wait for the market open. Now the market open confirms the direction. So if we have the last candle as red and the second one is another red candle, that's a breakout. So that clearly tells you that hiyo period ya volume kutakuwa na move yenye itafuata hiyo candle kiasi. And all you need is one candle to make money. The best scenario, unafikiria mbona news inakuanga na do hivyo? Sinijuu ni kicandle kimoja. So the next thing after news, the most volatile time of the market ni New York open. So hiyo move moja hiyo, mimi huwa tuna trade 2 candles, 3 candles if hakuna volume.
Time frame
Ni 3 minutes.
Okay.
So I am not doing top down analysis, all that. I am just coming to the market. Candle ya mwisho before market open inatuambia tunataka kufanya nini. Alafu market open imeconfirm. Isipo confirm, then we follow the candle step by step. So candle ya market open imetuambia aje sellers have come into the market. So if the next candle is a confirmation that sellers are actively pushing the market, then obviously ishakuambia tunaenda chini. So get in. And this strategy has a 50 to 60% win rate. So it's the numbers that give us confidence. We've backtested to make trade. We know we have a 50% win rate, so half of the trades are going to be wrong.
So basically for you it's sentiments. Would you say that?
Well, I wouldn't say sentiment. I'll say I'm trading candles. Like I am very dynamic. Kama tunaenda chini, ninajua time tunaenda chini. Alafu time reversal, juu sila ushaingia kwa trade ukaona ijafika TP ime reverse. So with our system, we know when a reversal is happening. So think about it. Ukiingia kwa trade, tuseme you are buying. If you want to take your profit, you'll sell. Why are you selling? Are you selling kwa sababu ume exhaust your move ama ni emotions imekuambia imetosha? So system yetu inatuambia when we are selling, sell, take profit, but you can also sell in real life and take the reversal.
Okay.
So I am very dynamic. Kama tunaenda chini, alafu tena tutabai tuende juu, but in that 1.5 hour period.
Yes. So you enter the market and exit in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Would you call yourself a scalper?
Well, if you want to call me a scalper, call me a scalper. I'll say, however, we all trade the same move. Whether mimi ni scalper, wewe ulikuwa unangojea move for 2 weeks, mimi nimekuja nimeipata in 3 minutes.
Yes.
It's the same move, the same candle. Kama ni profits, tutakuja tuseme hii candle ndo imetundia do. So whether umeingojea 2 weeks, mimi nimekuja 3 minutes, we are trading the same candles.
Okay. Let me also understand. You said your strategy is 50%, 50-60.
Yeah.
That means your chance of winning is 50?
I know for a fact that I am going to have 50, kama I'm taking 10 trades, 5 of them najua ni losses. Na nakonga nimezingojea, nakonga nimejipanga vizuri.
So do you use a stop loss?
Yeah.
Have you ever used a trailing stop loss?
Well, I have. Lakini imefanya nini? Ime affect the amount of profits. Because game yenye tunacheza ni game ya risk to reward na win rate. So with trailing stop loss kenye niliona inafanya ni ati I am not giving the market enough room to play around.
Yes.
Alafu pia like ukisha move, mimi nime notice kwangu, nikisha move stop loss, now I'm invested in that trade. It shows me that I'm not willing to lose that money. And the moment nishaingia kwa hiyo like mindset ya fuck, naweza sema hivyo, I'm invested in this trade. Now ikianza kurudi chini ina affect emotions zangu. So I prefer like set and forget. I put in. Now system yangu ni rahisi kwa sababu it tells me when to exit. So kama hakuna exit signal, I know I'm good. Itaenda kugonga TP.
Okay, let me also understand. You talked about emotions, and emotions are key in Forex trading. That's why trading psychology is important. How have you been able to build your trading psychology over the years?
That's a good one. Kitu ya kwanza, mimi wana believe psychology, kama una struggle na psychology, this one is for you guys. Hakuna kitu kama psychology, hiyo ni wewe umejiekelea. Hauna pesa. First things first, you need money that you are willing to lose. So if you are risking your rent money, hata ujidanganye ati nitaenda gym, nitakuwa stoic, buda hiyo ni rent, ukilose unalala nje. So first of all, you need money you are willing to lose. That is why I recommend buy prop firms. Number 1. Number 2, system yako. If you don't believe in your strategy, hata useme sijui psychology nini. If you don't believe in your strategy, utakuwa unaona tu red. Una exit. You need to know your system kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho. You need to know your numbers. Back testing. I've taken over 5,000 trades. Back testing. Na ujue nimekuwa nikitrade kila siku consistently, sijai hata for the last like 4 years. Wow. Every day I'm showing up to the market. And so with psychologists about understanding what are you looking for in the market. Ukishajua, uko na do na unajua kenye unaangalia kwa market. Ni hivyo, just show up, do that, move on with your day.
Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard do you think Forex trading is? Because I meet many people and they say, you know what, this thing is hard for me, I cannot really do it.
Now, there are 2 sides. There is the side of beginners, where unaanza. And this is not for Forex, but kila kitu. If you are starting out a new skill, hiyo mwanzo kuna konga na hiyo confusion. I'd say that is the hardest part. Now, the moment you put in more reps, ufike hiyo point yenye, you know what you are looking for in the market. Sasa, nakumbuka this very specific day, mimi na beshte yangu, tulikuwa tunaambiana discipline. Hasa hii discipline watu wanaongeleanga kwa Forex
ni gani? Yeah.
Juu, hatukuwa tunaona kitu, it was black. Yani, tuna lose do na hatujui tuna lose kwa nini. So, the moment you figure out exactly why you are losing money, then now, Forex becomes easy. Na niko na mabeshte wenye wajaipata hiyo clarity. So I believe mwanzoni itakuwa ngumu if you are doing it alone. Kama si tulifanya peke yetu kwa sababu hatukuwa na do, ati unaweza lipa mentor. Na pia wase tulikuwa kama nakumbuka nilishtua boy alikuwa na Subaru. Hakunifunza. So watu wakutufunza, sisi tuliteseka mwanzoni. Lakini sasa hizi ukiwa na mentor, kama mimi nafunza wase in like 3 days, nikikuone provided you are coachable. Nikikuonesha specifically ni nini unafaa kuangalia and you ignore the rest of the noise, then it becomes very easy.
In 3 days.
In 3 days. Forex si ngumu. If you just know, unakuja hii masaa 1.5 hours. Angalia hii na hii. Ikifanyika hivi fanya hivi. Ikifanyika hivi fanya hivi. Simple as that.
Okay.
How hard is that?
Have you ever tried expert advisors or the so-called, bots or trading automation? And what would you say is your view on that?
Now, I have never bought a bot. However, I do believe bots work. And there's a reason why most people wanapata bot but wana lose do. Now, this ilinihapenia time yenye nilikuwa nina refine strategy yangu. You have to like simplify it venye inaweza kodiwa. And so, as I was doing backtesting, tukapatana na AI ChatGPT. So, I was like, let me use ChatGPT to explain my strategy to it. Alafu inikodie venye naweza yeka kwa trading view. And so, I coded the strategy. Na nikaona, okay, it works. So, hapo ndo ikanipatia hiyo view ya the reason why most people struggle with bots ni kwa sababu kitu ya kwanza hawajui ni strategy gani hiyo bot inatumia. Na hawajui kwa nini hiyo bot ina work. Juu msee mwenye anaunda hii bot akiunda kuna time haiwork. So anakuja ana adjust, anasema okay, instead of using maybe 20 EMA use 8 EMA. Wewe hujui hata EMA ni nini. So ukisema umenunua bot sasa umpatiwa settings. Ni sawa, wewe on the surface level you might make money, but in reality kuko na a layer deeper. Yenye ukielewa inakuwa ni kama bot yako. So wase huunda bots, wao wanaunda dona bots zao. But wase wanauziwa, they're just ignorant. I'd say that is ignorance. Kwa sababu if you knew why the bot works, then why won't it work for you? True. And you know why.
Yeah. Let's go to the sweet part. What is the most money that you've ever lost in a single trade?
Well, kuko na 2 scenarios. Moja nikitumia prop firms na moja nikiwa na account yangu.
Yes.
Now, I remember this. And this one, this guy. Kama una watch hii video bado sijasahau story yako, niko na wewe. So this guy anaitwa Pat. Tulikuwa nafanya na yeye job moja. I think this is the first time I ever worked for the government. Na nakumbuka mshahara walitupatia mshahara ya tulikuwa tunalipwa 13. Na huyu msee akanijenga yake 7 ikakuja mbao. So hii ni mwanzoni nikianza. Na ujue saa hizo kupata hii do. Hii ni mshahara yako ya mwezi. Saa hizo hujatoa bills, nilienda all in. Buda, I lost that money in 2 days. And I think that was the biggest if you are making less than 15k per month, then maybe this might relate to you as a lot of money. Lakini mseka ali hapa hizi fikiria ni pesa mingi. So back then I lost 20k. It was such a big deal. I had so many sleepless. Hata na ujue tena unapigiwa simu. Buda, do yangu iko wapi? Ilikuliwa na market na sasa job imeisha. So, hiyo ilinipatia stress mingi sana, I remember. The second instance ni hizi prop firms.
Yeah.
So I'd say, so hizi nikilose hata $500 ya account yangu, bado si feel. Juu, you're
making money. There are days you make money.
From overall, I am making money. So hiyo $500, siwezi sema ni uchungu, like venye nililose ile $200 nilikuwa nayo, yenye sikuwa naweza kuafford.
Yeah.
So I think that was like the most in terms of kuumia. With prop firms, I've lost a couple of prop firms. I've lost 10k, I've lost 50k. Hizo zilikuwa zinaniuma. Juu umengangana ufike phase 1, phase 2, alafu una blow account ukienda kupata do. So you've put in like 4-5 months kupass account. Alafu upati payout. Hiyo sasa hiyo inaniuma kwa sababu unapata umeinvest 20-30k kununua accounts. Account moja ni 30k ya around 25k. Umenunua kama 3. Hiyo ni ukilose imekuset back, umerudi nyuma like 1 year back again. Juu at that point sikukuwa naunda do. Ni YouTube tu ndo ilikuwa inanilipa. So nimeng'ang'ana, nimeunda videos mwezi mzima, alafu hiyo pesa yote unailose na 2 days.
True. I also need to understand one thing. What about the most money you've ever made in the market?
Hiyo niliunda juzi. Niliunda juzi. It was 18,000.
Yeah, I saw the video, yeah.
Yeah,
so you made $18,000.
Made 18K.
Not shillings.
18K. So
how was the feeling?
I would say nilikuwa nimeingojea, like I'm ready. So
you made it in 3 minutes or?
Yeah, I made it in like no, I made it in a week.
Okay.
So this is a big prop farm that I have. And I'm telling you guys, if you're not using prop farms, you are leaving so much money off the table. This is something that I made within 1 week. Hiyo wiki ilikuwa tu wiki mzuri. Na zilikuwa zinafanyika in like 1 candle, 2 candles. I'd say 9 minutes ilikuwa the most time nilikuwa kwa hiyo trade. So I took maybe around 8 trades, 2 trades per day. Na hiyo wiki yote nilikula tu vizuri yani.
So you made $18,000 in 9 minutes.
In 9 minutes. Well, I'd say I'm making about 3K to around 5K in like 3 to 5 minutes.
Interesting. Did you withdraw did you cash out or?
Ndo nangojea. So hata sikuwa nataka
kuiongelea sana. You're waiting for the payout, eh?
Tutulie tuone.
Now, one thing I notice about prop farms is that you can actually make the money, but sometimes you see a setup, and you're tempted to get into the market, and you might end up losing that money that you've already made. So once you've made this money, do you go back to the market, or how do you just make sure that, I made 18K, I'm just waiting, or do you just sit down and say, I've made 18,000, I'm waiting for the payout?
All right. This is what we do. This is the game we are playing. We are not putting all our eggs in one basket. So for me, I have several accounts. Nikisha trade moja, ifike hiyo threshold, I put a pause on it, request payout. I go to the next one. So unaweza pata next one iko in drawdown, maybe ninaenda kuiblow. So ninaisukuma nairudisha break even. Ile ingine tena nairudia, maybe nina trade ninarudi drawdown. Nikisha feel nimerudi drawdown sana,
you switch.
Na switch. Na huko hivi nikiunda do napata hiyo momentum ya nishaanza kuwin tena, nikirudi huko hivyo kwingine, hiyo momentum inanisaidia kurudisha account to break even. So ever since ni pass hiyo account, I've never blown a funded account. Inakuanga tu, yes, kuko na drawdown periods. However, at the end of the month, if you are up 3% on a 200K account, hey,
you're good.
Hiyo ni mshahara ya lawyer, ma lawyers.
Interesting. So, do you still trade with brokers?
Every once in a while. Now, utapata sahizi, I have a lot of accounts. So, every once in a while, for example, I am with students. That is when I usually put my money in that account. When I'm explaining, na trade news. At that point, nitaweka do kwa account, and niwaambie, this is how we trade news using the strategy. Na tukiunda hiyo do, tuna withdraw, tunaenda tunafanya vitu tunafanyanga.
You recently came to Nairobi, by the way, and you mentioned that to me. From Nakuru. Yeah. What inspired you?
Nice. I just outgrew my city.
Okay.
Mimi sijui kama nyinyi imewahi kufanyikia. However, nikitoka campus, the reason nilikuwa ninaishi kwa bedsitter mahali. Alafu hiyo time nikaanza kukula do ya YouTube. Na ikafika point yenye nikafeel if I continue staying here, I am not meeting people wenye wanaweza ni challenge.
Yeah.
So that is what so mimi move cities. I don't know, Nairobi, I'm expecting to outgrow it very soon. Hopefully in a couple of months.
What's your next city?
I guess we'll find out together.
Okay. Kidogo tu hapa utakat, kuna mtu hapa anani pressure. So, kwa ready? Tuendelee. So, let's talk about people who do account management. There are thousands of them. Forex traders will tell you, give me $1,000, I will change it to 5,000. Give me 10,000, I will double it in a week or two. What's your perception about that?
Well, what I've noticed from speaking to the traders that usually reach out to me, they've done account management. But for me, I've never done account management because I believe in teaching. I'm a good teacher, so I will teach you, you do it yourself. So I can't say that there are people who don't know how to manage kwa sababu kila mtu akona business model yake. So we are all out here to make money. So kuna watu wanaweza manage account na ikuwe vizuri sana. Kuna wase wata manage account na wablow. So there are all kinds of people out there. So kama wewe ni mgeni utanyoroshwa ukipata msemo mwenye atakunyorosha, but that doesn't mean that it's the end for you. Pesa upotea, unaweza tembea kwa barabara na pesa ianguke. So
ushenyoroshwa na trader?
Well, in terms of kupatia mtu do, bado sijaonyoroshwa. I would say bado hata Forex wa Kenya mimi sijaisoma na wase wa Kenya. Nimenunua course
na za wa Kenya.
Si za wa Kenya, za mentor wangu. Na for 1 year nilikuwa nasema huyu jamaa amenyorosha. But in reality mimi sikuwa na masikio, sikuwa nasikiza Kenya anasema. So yes, nimesoma, I have the content there, lakini nikienda kwa market I am doing my own things. So nikajaribu styles za watu wengine, and then after 1 year ndo nikaamua kurudi kwake tena, because whatever it is he's teaching is making sense. Na pia naunda do, ni msee ako flashy, anaitwa Mamba FX.
I know Mamba, yeah.
So I'm like, there's no way this guy is making all this money na mimi nateseka hapa. So I had to go back again to hiyo program yake and really look at exactly ni nini anafanya. So the moment tu macho ilifunguka nikaona, this is what I'm doing wrong, ndo sasa nikaacha kusema aliniscam.
Okay, interesting. Now also interested to know about your classes. You mentioned that in 3 days you can teach me how to trade. How long do your classes take, and do you also have a mentorship program that people maybe can follow up on?
Yes. Now, if you are a complete beginner, it'll take 3 days. Now, if you already have concept you're trading, you understand candles, then what I do is I just simplify it for you. Ujue unakuja saa ngapi, unaangalia nini, and then bas kishajua kenye unaangalia. Now what we usually focus more on is trading. Mimi huwa nasaidia watu kuunda do. So the first your classes, this is how it works. Within the first 14 days, if you are a complete beginner, within 14 days nitakuwa nimekufunza kila kitu. However, strategy si kenye inaundiaga watu do, ni kazi yako. So you show up every day and you do what you said you do. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa issue yangu na mentor wangu. Amenifunza kila kitu, but when I come to the market, I am not doing what I was told. When I lose money, mentor ndomba. So you show up every day. Become the type of person who shows up every day and you stick to your plan. Hata ukisikia ni ngumu aje, stick to it. Hata gym, hivyo ndo iko. You show up every day, do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's the only way you succeed.
How would you say trading has transformed you as a person?
Right now, I can say that I have the complete freedom to say, kwenda, like, mimi sikutegemei. Yes. I have my own skill set that makes me money. You know, there are 2 ways to make money. Ya kwanza, pesa iko kwa mfuko za watu. So the second thing is trading. Now with trading, we have the advantage ya msee ashatoa do kwa mfuko, akaiweka kwa market. Wewe kazi yako ni kwenda kuichukua. So for me, niko na hiyo skill ya kusema najua kwa market kuko na do, na I have a way of going and taking that money without kuja kukuambia uko na mwisho wa mwezi imefika, toa do. So I can say trading imenipatia hiyo freedom. Ni hiyo tu freedom ya I can do what I want whenever I want without giving a care of what people think.
Yes. Interesting. Now, how can people reach you on social media?
You can reach me at Joseph Kamau Trading everywhere. Joseph Kamau Trading.
Do you have a Telegram channel or a channel that people, can come get free signals? Because my people here wanapenda sana free signals, free classes.
Yes, I don't do free classes. Kama una pesa usikuje kunikaribia. Anyway, I do live trading for free. So if you've already gone through the content, and by the way, I only trade what I teach. Hiyo strategy moja pekee at that specific time, 1.5 hours a day. So what we do, we have a Telegram channel penye huwa I send the links for you to join the live. So you join the live, tuna trade pamoja, unaona venye system ina work. And then from there tunakula pamoja. Watu wanapenda kukula vitu za free.
Okay, do you have a number maybe we can reach you on?
Should I give them my number?
Okay, maybe they can just reach to you on social media.
Yes, reach out to social media and my team will guide you.
Okay, amazing. Give anyone who's watching right now, tukimalizia, the biggest advice that you can ever give them, whether it's about trading, whether it's about life.
The biggest thing holding you back is acha nirudie tena. The biggest thing holding you back is the fact that you care what people think about you. Na utapata ni msemo mmoja ule beshte yako mwenye ukienda kutrade anasema wewe ni fala huwezi trade that. So if you work on not giving a fuck, then hauwezi sikia aibu. Unasikia aje aibu na umesota? Aibu na kusota hizi haziendanagi.
Yeah, true.
So shughulikia aibu yako. Hiyo aibu yako ndio inakuhold back.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for the insights that you've actually shared with us. I hope that if you're watching this, you've got to learn a lot about trading and also about Joseph Kamau Trading. From a chef to a profitable trader. These are the stories, these are the insights that we share each and every time on our channel. So make sure you subscribe if this was helpful for you, because you're going to be getting more and more amazing content. I want to remind you guys about today's video sponsor, that is Safaricom Hook. They're giving you a one-in-a-lifetime offer. That is 1 GB for only 10 shillings, and you're able to watch videos, vlogs, and all videos on YouTube for only 10 shillings for 1 hour. Kama wewe ulinunua hii video ikianza, niko sure kwamba imekusaidia sana. You don't really have to use so much money. So thank you so much to Safaricom Hook. I'm also mentioning my recommended broker, that is Windsor Brokers. The links are actually in the description. You can check them out. Sign up today. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or expert trader, you can be able to trade smoothly with no stress. Make sure you sign up and you're going to be able to start your trading journey. Let me also mention that we are trying to build a community of young people who are dedicated to scaling up from 3 figures to 4 figures to 5, 6, 7, 8, and we do YouTube mentorship. Feel free to reach out to me on different social media at presenter_Ali, and we can be able to have our journey from there. Thank you so much for watching the video. Me Presenter Ali, your entertainment PA. The A is always for amazing. I'll see you guys in the next video.